What's up, family? This is your boy Ivan Hall, the Credit King. Here are 3 things you should never say to a debt collector. 1. Never give them your personal information. A debt collection firm will ask you a variety of questions when they phone you. The agent will request personal information in order to verify your identity and debt ownership. You are not required to respond to these questions. Instead, request that the agent exclusively contacts you by email. Here are some more personal details you should avoid giving to debt collectors. Additional contact information, other than what they already have. Addresses for email. Postal address, unless you intend on coming to a payment agreement. Employers or previous employers'. Information about your family, such as your spouse's work or phone number. Bank account information. Credit card number. Social security number. 2. Never admit that you are responsible for the debt. Don't disclose to the debt collector that the debt is yours, even if it is. There's no reason to do this, and it might get you in hot water later if you try to challenge the amount as erroneous on your credit report. Many old debts include bogus interest charges that you aren't required to pay, but debt collectors will try to collect nevertheless. It's advisable to hang up after telling the collection agency to provide you with the information in writing. You have the legal right to do so, and we'll get to that in a moment. 3. Don't give out your bank account information. While you're on the phone with a debt collector, they'll try to persuade you to make a payment, even if it's a tiny one. To complete the transaction, the agent will require your bank account or credit card details. It may appear to be a simple and quick way to stop the call and get off the phone. However, this can lead to a number of serious issues. You lose leverage. Your payment is your leverage when it comes to dealing with debt collectors in the future. So don't pay too soon and lose your most valuable negotiating chip. Save it until a time when you can receive something in exchange, such as requesting that the creditor delete unfavorable things from your credit report in exchange for a payment. You share account information. The agent may claim that he or she will not keep your bank account or credit card information on file. You, on the other hand, have no means of knowing whether or not this is true. Additionally, debt collectors have charged you more than you committed to pay. The statute of limitations on the obligation is reset. Making a payment resets the statute of limitations on a debt. This provides the creditor additional time to file a lawsuit against you for losses. It's okay if you wish to pay off the debt or sign a payment plan, especially if it's part of a larger debt management strategy. But first, acquire a written agreement. What debt collectors can't do. We've discussed some of the strategies debt collectors may employ to get you to settle your debt. It's critical to learn how to deal with these pressure techniques, but it's equally critical to recognize that many of them are illegal under the FDCPA. You may feel safe pushing back since, according to the FTC, debt collectors are only allowed to contact you between the hours of 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. If your employer disapproves, debt collectors may not contact you at work. You may not be harassed, oppressed, or abused by debt collectors. When collecting debts, debt collectors may not lie, such as falsely alleging that you have committed a crime. On the phone, debt collectors must identify themselves. If you urge debt collectors to cease contacting you in writing, they must comply. Knowing this may bring some comfort when dealing with such an unpleasant and stressful circumstance. The Fair Debt Collection Practices Act can protect you, so knowing your rights is important. Abusive debt collection organizations, such as the Regional Adjustment Bureau, have had to face the legal ramifications of their federal law violations as a result of laws such as the FDCPA. As a general guideline, never pay a debt collector if it jeopardizes your capacity to pay for essentials. Before you pay off old debt, make sure your rent/mortgage, groceries, utilities, and other needs are paid. It's simply not as important, regardless of what a debt collector might have you believe.